I've been meaning to do this video for a while. Um, Something interesting happened to me the other day. And keep in mind, this was the coldest day of the year in Michigan. Saturday. This was Saturday that this happened. My car, um, basically like started to overheat. I needed some coolant in it. Um, so I got some coolant, and I'm at the store down the street from my crib. I popped the hood, and putting the coolant in my car. This little boy, and who I know, what I'm saying, his grandma's always there playing lottery. I've met the daughter before. I know we're Facebook friends, so I know the little boy. I don't know the little boy, like I don't know his name, but I know him basically. I done seen him before. I've seen him a couple times. So I'm putting the antifreeze in the car, right? They come out the store, and he walks. Keep in mind, it's 9 degrees out there. I'm just trying to hurry up and do this. Mad car overheating, all of that. So he walks out the store and he walks up to me and just standing there looking at me. I'm like, what's up, little man? But I'm really like ignoring him though. But I acknowledge his presence, like, yo, what is he doing? What is he sitting here for? So he I'm putting the antifreeze in the car. His grandma realized he ain't there. He like, come on. She like, come on. He like, grandma, I'm trying to learn how to do man stuff. Now, that instantly just sent me into like content creator mode. Like I had like a whole 5 hours of things to say after that. But it made me even more have to do this video. And it was almost like I'm glad that happened to me before I did this because I was supposed to do this way before that. But that happening just gives me a whole different insight for this video, which I already was about to cook. So listen to this. This is interesting right here. As you see me in this picture, I was in prison. Hold on. Let me tell you all the way back. Let me go all the way back. See about to cook. Let's let these people get the full camera time.
Some of y'all are really unwell, and it shows. Roll a clip.
We about to see. Hurt me. As you see me in this picture, I was in prison. He started off saying his mom hurt him. You know what I'm saying? People always be like, who hurt you? He said his mom. So let's look at this. How did she hurt you? Let's see. As you see me now, I'm working a security job. I changed my life for myself. Okay. As I see you in that picture, your mom is there. Where's your daddy? So you saying you changed your life for yourself. Okay. What you go to prison for? Because you said your mom hurt you and you changed your life for yourself. You said, well, as I see you in this picture, you in prison. Okay, you was in prison and your mama came to visit you. So you made all these mistakes in your life, and the person who you said hurt you was still you said this is why she was in prison, that visit you in prison to try to make up for the hurt. Because where's your daddy at? This is the question that I just have to ask you right now because you said your mama hurt you. So I need to know where he's at. Or like, I don't know. Let's just go. Let's continue it. But when I don't was know a teenager and I was running these streets, it's because this woman was too busy working and caring about herself. She didn't put me in no sports. She didn't put me in no after school programs. Whoa. 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 When you was a teenager running these streets, it was because she was working. But then you just said you changed your life for the better for yourself. So why didn't you go try out for the basketball team? Why didn't you go to the after? She was at work. So why didn't you go to the after school program? Didn't you want to go? What was you doing after school? Running these streets? You can't tell me that you was a hooper or a football player and you needed your mama to do it, because it would have been you to say, yo, I'm about to play basketball. Or if you was good, the coaches would have been like, oh, we don't care about none of that. We'll get you, we'll sign you up. If it's a fee, we'll pay it, we'll cover it, and all of that. So you talking, that's falling on deaf ears. She didn't sign you up for classes. Boy, you better change your life for yourself like you did when you got, man.
She ain't put me in nothing that was gonna help my life, so I was running the streets with my gang, robbing people. You feel me?
So that, yeah, it was your mama's fault. Your mama, she didn't put you in nothing that was gonna help your life. So you put yourself in the game and in prison. And then you said that helped your life and you changed your life for the better. So it was all on you the whole time. That's how I'm taking it. It was all on you the whole time, fam.
That's what hurt me. And that's what's hurting a lot of these kids getting raised by single mothers who think they know it all. She moved me from my dad.
How? Where? See, I need more context to this. See, because it is a lot of single mothers who think they know it all. But you said she moved you from your daddy. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Moved you how? You went to another state? Because I seen in a comment, and I don't agree with this at all. I seen another comment that uh it said she offered to move. He could have moved with him. No, I don't care about none of that, because you're not just about to move to another state just because somebody else is going. Like, oh, you can come with us way across the world. No, you can't expect somebody to do that just because they got a kid. So if she did that, if that's the only circumstance that I'll allow for you to say she moved you away from him. If it was a different city, he could have did something. If it was a different state, then she moved you away from him. But let's go to this next clip, because the blame goes on him and his father, who he gave him a pass because he said he she moved him away. So he just blamed her for everything. So she needs a lawyer to give her side of the story, because I don't believe what he's saying because of the ending part. Well, actually, the beginning part. He told her himself. He said he changed his life for the better, but then he said when it was bad that it was someone else's fault. Well, it should be her credit for then you changing your life. She doesn't get credit for that. She changed your life for the better. How you do it your own? You did she make you join the game? Did she jump you in too? Let's listen to this lady. That was the child. Let's listen to the woman.
These millennial black men are killing their girlfriends and their wives. They have been raised by single black women. They have adopted these black women emotions. They don't know how to control their emotions. So what they do is when they find out that they can't control that woman that they're with, they kill her. They don't.
I just did a TikTok called Men Are Protectors. I did 3 parts, and I said that it was weird to talk about how men are protectors and then use unlivings to justify it, because for the average guy or the person not involved in the actual crime itself, there's no accountability to give out. You can't be like, yo, don't do that because you're never gonna be there. And there's no conversation where I can imagine a conversation that a guy would even have with his boy, like, yo, I'm about to do that to her, and he'd be like, yeah, I would too. Go ahead. No, he's not gonna do that. So like, there's no scenario where a guy would co-sign that. So to use that in the whole argument is ridiculous. And like, people who don't know how to control their emotions don't learn it from other people. You know what I'm saying? So like, her whole argument, like, it's like, I'm tired of people using women dying as part of an argument. It's like they don't even care about what's happening to the women themselves. They're just using it as an argue point, and it's weak at this point. You know what I'm saying? People are using analogies, comfortable using death. Like, she just spoke death on every man who was raised by a single mother's girlfriend. Just because these guys don't know how to control their emotions, like, that's weak and weird. But then people, same women to say, "Oh, you were raised by a woman. How do you? Why don't you respect women? Wouldn't you think that someone raised by a woman wouldn't want to just do something to one like that?" But not her. It's her justification. It's weird. What's this to this guy, man?
Here we have two perspectives getting to the same point. If you listen to this young man's story, he's telling the truth. He shouldn't be chastised. He should be commended because he lifted himself.
See, here's the thing about that. Listen. I don't know that he's not telling the truth about what he's saying, but he's not being accountable for his actions in it. He's explaining it the wrong way. She didn't put me in no programs, and she didn't put me in no sports is horrible. Like, he was better off explaining what he meant by my dad, she took me away from my dad, than saying that. Because he started off giving himself credit for changing his life, but then he said when he was messing up, he didn't blame himself for that, but he credited himself for changing it. So he never took any blame. It was people in the comments saying, "Oh, he was being accountable." No, he was not. No, he was not at all. There was no accountability in anything he said. For real. Even "I changed my life for the better" was a duck of accountability for, you know what I'm saying, what he was doing wrong. And he put the blame on someone else. So how is that ever any accountability? He never was accountable for anything, period. And he wasn't telling, like I said, I can't say he wasn't telling the truth, though, because I don't know the full story.
After admitting what he did wrong.
He never admitted what he did wrong. He never admitted what he did wrong. He said what he did right. He didn't admit what he did wrong. Well, he did. He said he ran the gang with his guys and got into trouble and robbed people. So he admitted what he did wrong. But he said it was his mom's fault that he did it. So is that really admitting?
And he's clearly angry because he was taken away from his father. And from the woman's perspective,
And I need to
it
know
is a state of
why.
emergency because we have too many men being reared solely by women. And the only reason is
Which is true.
they like the monetary gain.
That is not true. That's stupid. That's another duck of accountability on all parts. That's a duck on all parts. Like, you just gave everybody a pass. What? Listen, first of all, I hate this whole thing because it starts with the selection process. It starts with how they even pick these guys. It has nothing to do with the monetary gain because a lot of people are struggling. Kids come with bills, and um they're a bill. It's not monetary gain. Like I hate people that act like Wig and EBT is actually living. You're not actually living for real. It's not. I'm not judging it for people that are on it, but I'm judging it from the standpoint of people acting like it's a setup. Let's have a kid so we can get Wick. No, you want to be able to make more money than you are allowed to even make to be on it. That's what you want to do. So there is no monetary gain. Like women don't want to like man. Listen, they say what they want. Women don't want to raise kids on their own. If you do, then I don't know why. I just don't really know why. You're weird for that.
It's about
You're weird
child
if you want
support.
to.
They are keeping these kids away from their fathers so they can make the money.
Now, if you ask me,
There don't be enough money for a lot of women. Like, and then like, listen, the median income is 43K, and it really is all this 100K shit and all these millionaire people. Like, yeah, if you got a NBA or NFL, all that stuff, then okay, cool, rapper, all that. That's a whole different thing. But for people who just have jobs, it ain't even be enough money to even wanna raise a kid by yourself. It's a lot of stress that comes with this. Like, that's not a child support is not a high enough paying job to raise a kid on your own. Like, hell no.
me
Unless you
personally,
make it, like I said, NFL, all of that, we ain't talking about that. Talking about guys that's probably paying 200 or 300 a month. Some even less than that. That little 300 a month is not enough money for her to want to do this all on her own, bro. Get out of here with that.
all three of those videos were a train wreck. In
Completely.
the first video, he tried to act like he was taking accountability, but literally blamed his mother for
Right. 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 And then the third dude tried to say he was being accountable. Get the hell out of here.
working to provide for him, to have a roof over
Right.
his head.
And then, right, he said she was too busy working, which that's a thing. However, she might have been too busy working, but your reasoning was stupid because if you was a hooper, you would have went to tryouts and went. She didn't have to put you in sports when you was in school. You could have tried out. So that was some cap. That's what that was.
And she's the one that hurt you. And then you said, kept you away from your father. I have news for y'all. If y'all fathers wanted to see y'all, they would have seen y'all. They would have seen y'all. In the second video,
I agree with that. However, unless she took him out the state, that's the only pass we're given. But right. Where was he at? He wasn't in the picture. Where was he at? That's what I'm saying. I want to give him full accountability for all of this, but I need more context of moved him away. Like, what did he mean by that? If it's a state thing, then what could a guy do? You know what I'm saying? Other than that, then we have a lot to say to him, but I reserve it for more story. I need more story.
she
Let's
literally
talk to
said
this
that
guy.
millennial men are killing their wives, their girlfriends, whoever, because they're raised by single mothers and don't know how to control their emotions. Have you looked at the historical facts about men killing women and controlling their emotions? Men have been killing women.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, let's get to that because she was so out of bounds that I ain't even want to talk to her, but we will now. What about all of these chads and these crimes of passion that grew up in well affluent homes, two parent homes? It's way more of that, and I mean way more of that than it is black men doing anything to women. Stop playing, please. Let's not get the statistics out. You don't want to have this game. Let's stop doing that. So I don't even know where that came from. Like
Women
what?
since the beginning of time, and it has nothing to do with who they were raised by. If you look at history, men have had a lack of control in many ways, and this is reinforcing the fact that someone else is to blame. And the
Right, like the wars that have happened. like the savage beasts that have killed and raided villages and towns and countries and nations. Those people, come on, man, what?
Last video, women keeping men away from their kids for child support. Do you know that if you're on child support,
That's stupid. And then you can still see the kid. Is he about to
you
say
can
that?
still see your kid?
Right. That, yeah. Now, yeah, he's crazy. Like, I don't understand that right there. Like, what is he talking about? You can pay it and then still see your kid. Like, even though there's corrupt, the system itself is corrupt in ways, that has nothing to do with what he said. He said they're keeping the kids away for monetary gain. Like, what? That makes no sense, bruh. Especially when if you under a court order, you could it's visitation you could also have. So like that makes no sense. Like all three of these people in these videos just sound crazy.
Do you know that the court is actually the one who put you on child support? Y'all out here acting like y'all P. Diddy and
Right.
got millions whole time you working at Sunoco.
Yeah,
Be fucking for real.
right. And I agree. And that first video is the most ridiculous one of all because and that's the reason why I started this video off the way I did with that story about that little boy because that type of ambition, like I don't know his story. I would assume his dad not involved. And his mom could be considered modern woman. She works, she got a good job, she works, she probably provide for him, and she might be just a single mom. He be with his grandparents. And but he got that ambition though. That in him is gonna he's gonna fill the void for himself. So he might miss a lot, but there's things he's gonna pick up on himself because he wants to. That kid didn't want to learn man stuff. He didn't want to do stuff. He didn't have the same ambition. She didn't put me in sports. You didn't want to play him. You didn't want to play him. You wanted to run with the gang. That's easier than going to practice and playing in a game, running with the gang, robbing people. That's nothing. That's loser stuff. Training, being an athlete, that actually takes some effort. You didn't want to put any effort in. I changed my life for the better. Shut up. You went to the joint and got out and got a job because you had to. Your parole officer was on you. He probably gave you a list of people that hire felons, and then now you got a job, and you saying you changed your life for the better. No, because you bet not. What you gonna do? Get out and rob somebody else? Yeah, okay. You're gonna go back for longer. You don't want to go back to the joint. That's why you changed your life for the better. The state changed your life for the better. So don't try to act like nothing. And then your mom was still coming to visit you. So but there is another conversation to be had about the effects that single parent homes do have. But that is another topic for another video. Y'all was talking crazy. Y'all be good, man. Something like